If someone wants to shout out to someone else, how do they call for them? Do they just say, Amina? Well, in English they would. But how do you do it in Arabic? Welcome back to Arabic with Amina, your online Arabic teacher. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the vocative particles, part 2. These are the vocative particles used in Arabic. In Arabic, each vocative particle differs whether you can use it to call someone who is nearby or someone who is far away. The distance of the person you are calling matters when choosing which particle to use. Our last video covered the vocative particle ya. We explained in detail ya, how to use it, when to use it. So if you didn't check that one out, make sure to go back to the channel, subscribe, and take a look at it. We're going to be moving on to the other particles in this video. First off with wa. Waw, alif. This is a vocative particle, meaning it's used when communicating with someone. However, it's used mainly for lamentation, nudba, which means it's often used to express sadness, impatience, or after a disaster has happened. This particle can be used to address people nearby or far away. Since it's often used to express sadness, a perfect example would be to say, wa qalbi, oh my heart. And this is after something terrible has happened. We are trying to express the sadness that we are experiencing. Wa qalbi, my heart, my poor heart. Another example is wa-motasimah, oh mu'tasim. And I use this name specifically because there is an interesting story behind this harf nida, this vocative particle wa and mu'tasim. One thing to know before we get into the story is that whenever you use wa, the word or al-munada that is being called upon usually has an alif ha at the end. So, wa-motasimah. And it still means the same. Oh, mu'tasim. So what is the story behind wa-motasimah? Once upon a time, in a Roman city, a Muslim woman was struck across the face by a man after they disagreed. The woman cried out, wa-motasimah, oh mu'tasim. So who is mu'tasim? Mu'tasim was the caliph or the khalifa at the time. Mocking her, the man laughed and said,
in Baghdad, Iraq.
Wait for al-Mu'tasim to come on his white horse and save you. Word of her cry was transported from Rome through a Bedouin. He was there and witnessed the incident, and word ended up getting to the Caliph, Mu'tasim, the Khalifa. Upon hearing this story and what injustice was done to this woman, he sent an army said to be around 90,000 horses to Rome. This ended up serving much more than just justice to the woman, as it actually led to the downfall of the Roman Empire. And that is the story behind حرف النداء wa. So I've already explained ya, I've explained wa. We're going to be moving on to 3 different particles at once, and they are aya, and haya. The reason why I put these all together is because they're not actually used that much in modern Arabic. So you're not really going to hear people use it while speaking. However, it's nice to know all the different ways and particles that you can use. As the most common ones would be ya and wa. However, doesn't mean that these aren't important. So these particles are actually used when you are addressing someone far away from you. So you could say, Hiya Muhammad, Ayya Muhammad, Muhammad. And we are addressing Muhammad, who is not nearby, instead is far away. The 2 remaining particles are Hamza, Alif, and Ay. These 2 particles are used when addressing someone who is nearby and not far away. For example, we can say, Muhammad, أعطني كأس ماء. Give me a cup of water. Or, أي Muhammad, أعطني كأس ماء. Again, meaning Muhammad, give me a cup of water. That is it. We covered all of the vocative particles or huruf al-nida. If you enjoyed this lesson, please do subscribe to make sure you get all of our new lessons. And see you next time. Arabic with Amina.